Hello, today's pencil puzzle is a snake egg puzzle. It's called Odd Regions by Serkan Yürekli. And as always, I sourced this from GM Puzzles. So, how does snake egg work? Well, we have these two circles, and we're going to be connecting the circles with some snake. We can draw the snake like this. And okay, well, I've gotten myself into a corner here, but let's say we could draw that snake. This is a pretty poor example, but the point is the snake only moves orthogonally. So you can only move across a cell border. You can't move diagonally. Well, in fact, it won't even let us draw it in this mode. Additionally, we're not allowed to touch ourselves orthogonally. So this snake touches itself orthogonally because it comes back around and these two cells are orthogonally connected and they aren't directly aligned between the snake, right? These two are orthogonally connected, just like most others on the snake, but the snake directly crosses it. That's fine. What we can't do is have a gap that's orthogonally connected. Now, diagonally we can do. So I always have trouble, but here. These are diagonally touching. That's fine. That's allowed for the snake. But what we can't do is orthogonally touch like I just did here. This wouldn't have been allowed. Now, as we draw the snake, we're going to be kind of defining areas that aren't snake. Like maybe like this. And so, this is be a very small snake. But here, this area that the snake's kind of clutching it, that area is of size 2. So we would fill a 2 here and a 2 here. We don't have to, but it's helpful too. And that signifies that we have an area of size 2, and that's our egg. That's the size of our egg that the snake is clutching. Now, what we need to do is we need to draw the snake that starts here, ends here, and it clutches an egg of size 1 through 9, exactly one egg of size 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9. And in addition to that, all the other snake drawing rules, if there's a number, that number has to be part of an egg of that size. All right, and that is it. There is a link in the description if you want to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Okay, I am seeing this 1. So the only way that the snake is going to clutch this 1 is if we do this to prevent the 1 from growing here and here. Now, technically, I mean, we need this cell filled and this cell filled with a snake. But because the snake doesn't start or end there, we're going to have to connect them. They can only connect this way. Now the snake has to continue down here, and now it can't go left because it would touch itself. So it's got to go right. Now this 5 has to grow. In fact, okay, the snake, let's do this way first. The snake has to go up 1 more. Now it could go in here, and that's our start. In fact, that's what we have to do, because if we went up and later came back in some way to this start, we'd be touching ourselves orthogonally, no matter how we try to do it. So we have, if we know a cell is taken by the snake, we must immediately go there for orthogonally next to it. That's a good rule of thumb. All right, I'm going to fill that. The 5 has to escape here. Now this needs to be part of an egg, and the snake can't differentiate this from the 3. So I think this is just a 3 egg, which means the snake's going to clutch it like this. So the snake's going to come around here. Now it has to bounce off this wall. We can't go right into this cell. So we're going to go down and then right. We still can't go up, so we're going to go right again. Still can't go up, so we're going to go right again. All right. Now this snake's going to end here. It would be orthogonally touching itself if we went up, so we're going to have to go right. Now we could go up or right from here. So this cell over here is not part of the snake. So it's going to be... what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill zeros in on cells that I know are not touched by the snake, and we'll change it to the correct egg number when we know what that is. Now, if the snake went here, it would get stuck, so it's not going to go there. In fact, snakes generally can't turn around like this, right? We need at least 3 cells to turn around on a border and not touch ourselves. So if we entered here, we'd have to turn around that way. So these also are part of an egg. So it's at least the 4 egg. All right. Here we could reach. Like, could we make this the 4 egg? Yeah, it seems pretty easy to make it the 4 egg. It's not the 5 egg, though. That's something to keep in mind. We do get up to 8. The 9's down here. So, is this the 2 egg and we go up, or is it bigger? That I'm not sure of. Okay. I've actually never done a snake egg. I've done a snake egg that's combined with Sudoku, but I've never done a pure snake egg before, so bear with me. So we know, okay, we know that this is also not snake. And it's not the 1, so it's got to grow somewhere. Now, it could grow up in here, making this at least the 6 snake. Okay, so let's pretend for a second that these aren't connected. That would mean that this cell here, yeah, we have the same issue. We can't do this U like this. So we do need to connect up here in order for, because the snake can't clutch it otherwise. Is it easier to demonstrate that if we take this one, we have to take this corner, and then we have to take that one. And now we're not going to go into a dead end. So this is at least the 7, but it's not the 7, so it's going to grow even more. Okay. So this could do that, but it can't because we already have a 7 egg. But it could do something like that, and then up, and that would make it the 8 egg. So that would be okay. But that's the biggest it can get, is the 8 egg. So can we, yeah, and we can't do something like this because then the snake can't get in here and back out. And we can't do something like this because it creates another one of those issues. So actually this is our 8. Oops. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this comes up and it has to clutch it. Now it's going to come over here. Okay. We can't return to here because we touch ourselves. We can't come down to here or we touch ourselves. I get the feeling they connect here, but I can't prove that. I think there's ways that we'd be able to come around here and take this corner with a snake. So the 5 has to grow, but I don't know which way it grows. Is there something about like this corner here maybe, or, well, okay, well the snake has to keep going, so we at least go to there. Now what? This could go up, making it the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean this 9 has to grow into this row somewhere. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're a 10 by 10, so the 9's going to use quite a few. Okay, let's write out some more that we can't return to. So, no, we can't return here. So this actually has to be the 5 because it's connected to the 5. We also can't return here. So that has to be part of our 5. And we can't return here. That has to be part of our 5. Now that is all the 5. So we have to clutch it. So all of these... let's be careful here. Yeah, so what I was thinking is we might be able to do this and then come back, but coming back would touch ourselves. So actually, I think that means we do have to do that. And then, yeah, this is going to go up and then right and then up again. So I do believe these have to be part of the 9 because it's gonna come out and then it's going to touch the 9. This we can't return to. This we can't return to, or this, or this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it needs 2 more. I think if we went right here, that's okay. The 5 is still clutched. Two more 9s. So that means I can't do it like this because that would create a dead end. This wouldn't be allowed. This wouldn't be clutchable. Here, we also still can't clutch it because once we hit here, we got to turn around and make a bad U. So this actually is a snake cell, and it's got to take the corner then. Now this can't go right, so this is going to be an egg, and that means this goes left, which means it's got to go up and then up again. Now it could go right. We do need 2 more on the 9, so the 9's not done. This now actually just has to go completely around here. We can't go left because that would make another 1. So this is going to come up, and this is going to come up. We do already have, oh, this is the 2. I didn't notice we finished this 2. So we can't do a 2. In fact, this touches the 7, so it's the 7. Okay, so that's a 7 and that's a 7. So what's next? We have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. So we need 4 and 6 still. How do we want to do this? Let's see. We're certainly not making a loop here for multiple reasons. But I think this could come in or this could come in, just not both. Or they could both just go up, which would be reasonable. It seems that these two need to connect at some point, and then these two need to connect. There's got to be more to this. So what are these zeros then? They're not 1, 2, 3. So they could be the 4, or they could be the 6. And that's it. 4 or 6. Can they be the 4 and the 6? Okay. Should I think about like if the snake goes right, then that's an egg. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I need 2 more 9s. I need 4 more 7s. What's gonna finish this here? So if I went down, I've got an egg here that's starting to form, and then that means that these are both eggs. We can't get in there. I'd love that to be a problem, but I don't really see it as one. If instead we went right, the only way to avoid putting an egg over here is to go all the way right and then down, but then that extends this egg. I'm not really seeing a problem there. In fact, what I'm thinking is this comes in a little bit, meets up with this guy. We end up with an egg over here, and then this is the other egg. I think that finishes it. But let's see. If these two connect, where do they connect? Maybe that's a question to ask. Okay, what if this 9 didn't continue upwards? So this line went here. And so it would have to continue to the right. And so now we take this. We couldn't go right again, so we'd have to go up. And then the 9 would take this one, so we'd be going around like this-ish. I think that would be forced. And now we have the issue that this is a 2. Oh, no, it's not. This is just connected. This would be taken as well. I don't know, is this it? 7 grows. We kind of get a race here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might have just found the solution. I'm not sure why the other way would break. So this we can't take. So we're going to go like this. That was it. Okay. A little bit of vibing at the end there. This is our 6. Yeah, let me write out the 4s. Oops. This is our 6. All right. So I'm not entirely sure why the other way was broken, but we got there. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.